The clash between Mark Wahlberg and George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America began innocently enough with what was supposed to be a light-hearted conversation about Mark's latest film project. However, tensions quickly surfaced when George shifted the conversation toward Mark's past controversies and his outspoken views on Hollywood and politics. Mark, initially calm, attempted to brush off the probing, but George pressed harder, asking whether Mark felt he had grown beyond his history and if his sometimes blunt comments about the industry alienated him from other actors. The exchange escalated as Mark's tone grew sharper, accusing George of digging for dirt instead of respecting the work. The studio atmosphere shifted from cheerful morning banter to palpable tension as audience members whispered and producers scrambled behind the camera's asterisk when George attempted to redirect by pushing Mark further on his public image and how it contrasted with his tough guy roles. Mark cut him off mid-sentence, visibly frustrated. "You're not interviewing me, you're trying to lecture me," Mark snapped, removing his microphone as the stunned audience gasped. George tried to interject, but Mark stood up, gesturing toward the cameras and said, "I came here to promote my movie, not get grilled like I'm on trial." Without waiting for a response, he stormed off set, leaving George momentarily speechless and the crew frozen in shock. The show quickly cut to an unscheduled commercial break, and when it returned, George attempted to downplay the situation, but the damage had already been done. Clips of the fiery moment exploded online within minutes, sparking heated debates about whether George had crossed a line or whether Mark had overreacted, turning what was meant to be a standard morning interview into a full-blown media spectacle. The fallout after Mark Wahlberg's dramatic exit from Good Morning America was immediate, with social media buzzing and news outlets quickly amplifying the fiery exchange. Within an hour, hashtags like #WahlbergWalkoff and #GoodornDrama were trending, with fans fiercely divided. Some viewers sided with Mark, praising him for standing his ground and refusing to let George Stephanopoulos corner him on live TV, while others criticized him for being unprofessional and unable to handle tough questions. Clips of the moment racked up millions of views on TikTok and Twitter, with memes flooding in, some showing Mark storming off in action movie-style slow motion, others mocking George's stunned reaction. Even fellow celebrities weighed in, with actors, comedians, and TV hosts debating whether morning shows should focus on promotion or hard-hitting questions. Meanwhile, Good Morning America scrambled to contain the situation. George opened the next day's broadcast with a carefully worded statement, acknowledging that yesterday's interview became more heated than expected, but defending the importance of asking honest questions rather than sticking to PR talking points. Mark's team, however, issued a sharp response, saying he had been ambushed under the guise of a promotional interview and that he will not tolerate disrespect. The tension only fueled speculation about whether Mark would boycott GMA in the future. Entertainment outlets began framing the incident as a clash between Hollywood authenticity and journalistic persistence, with both men cast in polarizing lights. For Mark, the walk-off ironically gave his film more publicity than expected, though the headlines overshadowed much of the project itself. For George, the exchange reinforced his reputation as a sharp interviewer, but also raised questions about whether his style fits the lighter tone of morning TV. Mark Wahlberg's fiery clash with George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America quickly spiraled from a tense on-air exchange into a full-blown media spectacle, cementing itself as one of the most talked-about celebrity walk-offs in recent memory. What began as a routine promotional appearance for Wahlberg's latest film quickly turned volatile when Stephanopoulos pivoted away from movie questions and pressed him on controversial comments he had made about Hollywood and family. Priorities. Wahlberg, clearly irritated, pushed back, telling George he was twisting his words and that he hadn't come on the show to be interrogated like a politician. The back and forth grew sharper, with Stephanopoulos holding his ground, saying audiences deserved candid answers, while Wahlberg accused him of being disrespectful and more interested in stirring drama than discussing his work. The tension escalated until Wahlberg abruptly stood up, tore off his microphone, and stormed off set, leaving George visibly stunned as producers scrambled to cut to commercial. The fallout was immediate and explosive. Social media erupted with clips of the moment, spreading like wildfire across platforms, drawing millions of views within hours. Hashtags like #Wahlberg walk-off and #Stephanopoulos showdown dominated trends as fans fiercely debated who was in the right. Some praised Wahlberg for refusing to play along with what they saw as gotcha journalism, while others criticized him for being thin-skinned and unprofessional on live TV. Memes flooded the internet, from slow-motion edits of Wahlberg storming out to parodies of Stephanopoulos' stunned face. News outlets capitalized on the chaos, framing the incident as a battle between Hollywood ego and journalistic integrity. Even celebrities joined the phrase, some defending Wahlberg's frustration, others applauding Stephanopoulos' persistence. By the following day, Good Morning America issued a statement emphasizing the importance of asking real questions, while Wahlberg's camp accused the show of ambushing him under the guise of promotion. The clash became bigger than the movie itself, sparking debates about whether morning TV should lean into hard-hitting journalism or stick to the light-hearted tone audiences expect. Mark Wahlberg's sudden walk-off from Good Morning America after a heated clash with George Stephanopoulos quickly morphed into a cultural firestorm, dominating entertainment headlines, social feeds, and even late-night comedy monologues. Within minutes of the live broadcast, cutting to commercial clips of the exchange began circulating online, with fans and critics dissecting every second of body language, tone, and word choice between Wahlberg and Stephanopoulos. What began as a tense disagreement over Wahlberg's controversial comments on family and Hollywood priorities escalated into a symbol of the increasingly blurred line between celebrity promotion and journalistic accountability. Morning shows, traditionally known for their light-hearted interviews and safe banter, suddenly found themselves at the center of a larger debate about whether they should hold celebrities to tougher standards. Wahlberg's decision to storm off was interpreted by some as a display of defiance against media sensationalism, while others saw it as a meltdown that revealed a fragile ego, unable to handle tough questioning. Either way, the incident shattered the illusion of scripted smiles and easy conversations, reminding audiences that live TV can still be unpredictable, raw, and unfiltered. The aftershock stretched far beyond the BC studios. On social media, hashtags like #Wahlberg walk-off and #Stephanopoulos showdown ignited heated arguments between fans who admired Wahlberg's refusal to play along and those who mocked his inability to stay composed under pressure. Talk shows and podcasts eagerly pounced on the drama, with commentators using it to highlight broader cultural issues. The growing tension between Hollywood PR machines and journalism, the expectations placed on celebrities during press tours, and the evolving appetite of audiences who crave authenticity over carefully packaged interviews. Stephanopoulos, for his part, remained calm in the aftermath, reiterating that his role as a journalist is to ask difficult questions even when those being interviewed find them uncomfortable. Wahlberg's camp, meanwhile, doubled down by accusing Good Morning America of ambushing him, further fueling the narrative of a celebrity versus the media. The entire spectacle became more than just a viral moment. It evolved into a defining example of how quickly live TV can spiral into cultural flash points, sparking discussions that ripple far beyond a single morning broadcast. Asterisk.